I'm Susan Roberti. Welcome. Welcome to Let's Talk Tail Waggers. I am so very happy to do my summer show because, first off, it's summer. Second, you'll keep your pets comfortable, and that's very important to me. But before I get started, I want to say thank you to my cameraman. Thank you, Dave. You know, BPTV is all volunteers, and you are more than welcome to come up and learn how to do cameras. Best of all, do a show. I still don't understand why there isn't a line out the door to do a show. I'm sure if you'd come up and see our brand new station and talk to Dave about a show, anything that you would like to talk about, gardening, baking, uh, stars, anything that you would enjoy, come up, talk to Dave, and do a show, and I promise you'll get hooked. So now I'm going to start my summer show. Water, water, water. I say it every year. Please give your pets water. It's so very important. I'll be walking in the park, and the poor little guys, the dogs, are like, oh, they're just ready to drop. And the people don't have any water to give them. You have to understand, dogs only can sweat through their tongue. That is their cooling. So when they're panting, they're trying to cool themselves, but at the same time, they're drying themselves out. So please, please have some liquid with you. I've gone into pet stores, and now they have things that you can hang a bottle on the leash of water. They have little belts that you can wear and put water. It's the most important thing to a dog or a kitty cat, which you don't have on a leash and take them for a walk, but they need water in the summertime. I just wished I could get that across. They need water, water, water. They need the vets to go to the vet and get their shots. We have a lot of rabies around, and that's no baloney. I used to think when I heard about, the rabies scare and all that, but unfortunately, it's true. And they get in a fight with a raccoon, and raccoons are mainly the source of rabies. Look out. Your whole family will have to get shots. The dog has to get shots, and they do have to kill the raccoon for its brain to see if it has rabies. But most of the time, if they come after you in the daytime, they have rabies. Please, please be careful. Keep your dog on a leash. That way, if you do see a raccoon, a woodchuck, a squirrel, anything that's acting peculiar, then you can pull them up close to you, turn around and walk the other way. Because most likely, if they're staggering or just laying down and won't get up, please don't walk over and go, come on, sweetie, come on, sweetie, because they're sick. And get to a phone, call animal control so that they can come and take care of that. Rabies is here, really. We had Dr. Volz last show, and ticks are here. Ticks and fleas. And ticks are the rottenest critters. Ugh. When I used to groom dogs, I didn't mind fleas. I mean, I didn't like them. But ticks, oh, I felt like all day scratching because they're such ugly critters. And they carry so many diseases, same as fleas. But the two that they carry, Lyme disease is one of them. And Dr. Volt spent a very long time trying to explain to everybody how dangerous ticks are. And for some reason, there are a ton of them, and the doctor feels that it's the warm weather. But if you take a walk in your backyard or somewhere that isn't like kids running around and a lot of action going on, please check yourself for ticks. Or wear socks, long pants and socks if you're going to take a walk in the woods, and same with the kids because they'll get them. And not every tick has Lyme disease, but just about all of them carry it. And there's another disease that they're carrying, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the name, but they're dangerous critters. They're so awful. Fleas, they do such damage to your dog. They just bite them and bite them and bite them and bite them. And the dogs chew and chew and chew, and before you know it, they have what they call hot spots. And they're not hot spots, they're sore spots from where the fleas have been biting and biting and biting. And most dogs are allergic to the flea bite, and they itch and itch and itch. And all of this can be taken care of if you get the medicine. Advantage is what I like to use. My pets, kitty cats, do not go outside, but I do put it on them because you can bring fleas in on your shoes, your socks, your pant legs. And so in the summertime I do. And I do how it's recommended, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever. It's scary. It just scares me how horrible it is. And I know I'm always the bearer of bad news, but it's only because I love you and because I love your pets. And they are so much fun if you care enough about them, and I know that you do. But just those little things like water, taking them to the vet, getting them their shots, it just means so much. And putting flea and tick medicine on them. Then you can have all the fun in the world. And they are. Dogs have been my life since I was a little girl. And there's nothing sweeter in the whole wide world, other maybe than a kitty. But getting a puppy or going to the Humane Society and get an older dog. But they love us. They love us more than words can ever say. And you learn to love them and more than words can say. So please try and do those 3 simple things. And walking our dogs in the summertime. Please, please keep them off the road. They have 4 paws, and they are not Superman paws. They are just like our hands and our feet. They are sensitive. And dogs will do anything for us. They will do anything to please us. They really will. I've seen it 1,000 times. And if you're walking them on hot pavement, that hurts their pads. Take your shoes off and see how it feels. It burns their feet. The heat comes up, and like I've told you many times, comes up their leg, into their body, and it magnifies. It just magnifies the heat. Then they have the sun coming down on them. Please, if you're going to walk them early in the morning, mid-morning, and then after work. Try and keep them, or in shade, find some shady areas and walk them, because it'll be good for you too to stay out of the sun. Um, and that's very important for them. They will get dehydrated in 12 hours, and you'll have a very sick dog. It doesn't take but a second to strap on one of those little fanny packs or whatever and put a bottle of water in there. They really do need water, and please don't walk them on the hot pavement. Uh, it's just unbelievable. And they'll do that for you because they love you. And everything and anything that they do because they adore you and they want to be with you. Long toenails. Please, if you can, get them to the vet. And I know he charges you a lot of money, but you only have to do it like 3 times a year. Get their toenails cut. They have a cuticle, which every show I tell you, they have a cuticle that goes all the way around, not like ours is here and stops. And when those toenails are so long and they're walking, it's pushing back on the cuticle and it's tearing it away. And if they go into dirt or water, don't even get me started about people letting their dogs go in lakes and swim. Bacteria can go up there, go up through that, and go up their leg and cause blood poisoning, and you'll have a very sick dog. Very important. And we're talking about letting them swim in a lake. You have no idea what's in that lake. I go down to, it's Peters Creek. I call it Water Dam too, because that's what I grew up with. But I see people with letting their dogs go in there. And I've gone there since I was a child. And I know what's in the bottom and what people throw in that lake. And it's hooks and beer bottles and pop bottles and any kind of whatever you shouldn't be throwing in the lake. But the dogs go and they swim in it. So a lot of times they get their pads cut, or else they drink that water. And please, please, just keep water with you and keep them safe. If you want to check for ticks, you check for ticks under the ear, and if they're hanging over, they have hangover ears, around the edges of the ear, around their mouth, because they need liquid too, and around their mouth, on their chests, down their backs of their legs. It's just when you're watching TV, just sit and feel. And if you feel a little lump, check and see what it is. They're bad. I just wished I could get that across to you. I really just want to talk to you about how wonderful dogs are. They're the best. Kitty cats are too. I have kitty cats now. They'll do, like I say, anything in the world for you. But you have to let them know in dog talk what you would like them to do. And that's take them and show them to sit and say sit and give me paw. But your dog can be trained just as specially as the dogs that are for blind people, deaf people. It just takes a little bit of time and communication. And I think sitting on the floor with them eye level is one of the best things in the world to do to get them to do something. And in 7 days, you'll have a new trick. I do believe they are our angels. I know people get mad at me when I say that, but they are. They're the best. I've been around them since I was born, and I think in heaven before I was born. When you go and get a dog or a puppy, the best place is the Humane Society, but if you don't, please check and make sure that you know the mother and the father if it's a purebred, because a lot of times they're crossed over with their sister, they're crossed over with their brother, the little girl's crossed over with her father, and you get a wacko dog, and it's not their fault. If you go to the Humane Society and get yourself a little puppy or a dog, a mixed breed, you're pretty sure to get a very smart dog. Not that I don't like purebreds. I think they're beautiful, and I love the dog show and all that stuff. But if you want to have a family dog, go to the Humane Society. And I've been visiting some of the Humane Societies today, and they are doing shows, and they are doing outstanding jobs. They really are. And they're getting better and better every day. And maybe you or one of your children would like to get involved with the Humane Society. We have so many of them, and you don't have to go to a great big one. Animal Friends is unbelievable, and so is South Hills Rescue. It's a wee little place, and I really enjoy going there because you can tell it's just pure love. It really is for the animals. And when you take one home, you can't just put it down the cellar. You have to have it be part of your family. And if you do it that way, you'll have the best buddy you could ever ask for. Little girl dogs, I like too. They're funny and they're bossy, the way I see it. They're little girls. But any dog that you get, if you take time to love it, it's going to love you back. And I wish I could tell you all the wonderful and beautiful stories that I hear when I'm out and about, and someone will walk up and say, it was the hardest thing I ever did. I had to put my dog down. Do you think I should get another dog? Well, that's up to you if you should get another dog. I myself would if I was younger. But they tell me about how they go and bring things back. They'll go down the end of the backyard and come back up with a stick or a rock, or when they're walking, they enjoy walking with them. I wish I could open my heart up so you could see how much I love dogs, and I love kitty cats. But kitty cats are kind of on their own. You know, they don't like you to, some of them will let you hold them for a long time, but not too many. I'm glad I'm getting to sit here and talk to you about how nice they are, because I've had, if I could name them for you, I had Goldie, Jeep, Guru, Bandit, Baron, I think Bandit was the last, and that we had to put down. And I sit and think about them, and I have pictures. You know how you go through your pictures of your kids? I had to go through pictures of my kids, but dogs. And I remember each and every one and each and every one's personality. And my little Guru, he was just a little tiny dog. My dad got him for me. He was the sweetest little guy. And if I would pretend to cry, he'd run over and jump up on my face. And he would lick my face until I laughed. They are wonderful. And you know when you come home from work, if you're sad or angry and you've had it, all they have to do is wag their tail and come over and love you, and your whole self changes. Animals are a blessing. They truly are. And having one is a big responsibility. And that's what my shows are about. How responsible you have to be, even if you have a llama, a turtle, any kind of a pet, they are a big responsibility. And I'm glad that for the last 21 years, I've been able to let you know what the responsibilities are. But today, I wanted to sit and talk with you about how beautiful it is to have a pet. And sometimes they're afraid of lightning and thunder. And if you get one of those, you have a lot of work. And I don't know if they've found anything to help with that. But other than that, they're pretty cool. They really are. And the police dogs should be respected like the police because they can really do a job. And I see the soldiers that aren't well, and they have their dog. And if they get sad or upset, they sit and pet the dog. They're wonderful. They're our angels. They're the best things that ever happened to us. And I just can't say enough wonderful things about them. So my show was about today, was about water. Oh, yeah, and if there's any still water, you know, in a bird bath or a bucket around the corner of the house and you haven't taken it in, if it has any standing water in it, please, please empty it out. And the bird bath, empty every day. When the birds poop in the water, there is a bacteria that will kill your dog. And they will get deathly sick and vomit and vomit. You can get them to the vets and he can give them an antibiotic, but it doesn't always work. That was another very important thing with standing water that I want you to watch out for. And keeping your dog on a leash is very, very important. And please, please, when you're walking in the park and you see other dogs, don't let them walk up and touch noses and all that. It's not cute. They're sizing them up, and you can have one. You can have one decide to tear into a dog. Please keep them separated and say hi and all that kind of stuff, but don't let them be nose to nose. And I also want to say thank you to Bethel Park for my 21 years on BPTV. It's been a pleasure. It's been fun. It's been terrific that I can come anytime I want and sit down and do a show, invite a guest to come. It's a dream. It's a dream come true. So I hope that I'm helping you. I hope that me telling you this stuff isn't that I'm mean all the time, because it's just that I want them to be okay and I want you to be okay. So I guess when it comes down to it, all I can do is say, I love you and thank you from all the tail waggers.